Now I'm going to give you the list of who's going to be at the Huerto on the 25th.
In early June of this year, a man insistently introduced himself under the name Leopoldo.
He said, Leopoldo.
The messages in his inbox if he hadn't prefaced his introduction with his two last names.
They didn't tell us the last name. One of the youngest narco juniors in the Sinaloa cartel. Do we have a list? How many narco juniors are there? Where does it stop? Do we stop at Yoma's kids? Do we stop at Pocha's kids? Who's Leopoldo? It's one thing to tell me that one of those masked guys that work for the cartels reached out. Because we hear that all the time, don't we? Oh, the guy in the mask wants to talk. I can see if you tell me it's a worker, but you telling me it's a narco junior? Okay.
He was one of the youngest narco juniors in the Sinaloa cartel. Greetings, dear Jose Luis. It was the first text he sent, accompanied by a video in which he identified himself as an active member of the Guzman family's business. On the other side of the screen was you-know-who, the man interrupted.
Who's you-know-who? On the other side of the screen. Didn't he reach out to you? Jose Luis, ya conozco como tres facts.
He had the opportunity to keep a low profile in the organization that Chapo Guzman led for many years, whom he knew only by sight and of whom he has vague memories.
Damn, he's sighing and shit. The AI is tired of fucking breathing. So he knew Pocha, but only by sight, and has vague memories of him. So he's that young?
When he was last captured in 2016 by the Mexican army, he was very young.
Okay.
Young.
So dude is young. Almost 10 years older. You say he's in his 20s?
According to an analysis I had access to that was marked confidential and provided by Mexican security forces, Leopoldo is in charge of cocaine shipments from South America.
It seems like Jose Luis took dude's name, cross-referenced it with information that he got from a source to find out what job Leopoldo had.
To the United States, I had access to that was marked confidential and provided by Mexican security forces. Leopoldo is in charge of cocaine shipments from South America to the United States and oversees some of the Sinaloa cartel's fentanyl labs located in the cities of Mérida and Puebla. As if that were not enough.
Little dude got some jobs, huh? He runs distro between South America and the U.S. for shipments, certain shipments, and he runs Fetty Wap Labs, man. That motherfucker working. He trying to get that money. Million. So why is he calling people on the phone and shit?
The man who reports directly to Ivan Archivaldo is also in charge of some of the Chapitos o Cuentos cryptocurrency investments, as well as the sale of sports cars and some pawn shops in Miami and Los Angeles. In one of the conversations I had with a Chapitos member, he assured that he is in charge of the production and distribution of the blue pill, referring to fentanyl. He also acts as an intermediary to keep the economy flowing and the payments continue to arrive where they should. That's what he said. His base of operations is in Mexico, but in recent years after the start of the war with the Chapitos, he has
with the Chapitos. I need a sample of that.
In recent years after the start of the war with the Chapitos,
he sounds like Yohan Grillo when he says that shit. Chapitos.
Has acted as a consultant in certain decisions made by some of the highest ranking members of the cartel. I give my point of view, and I take care of some of the cartel's relationships with smaller cells, he clarified. The income he receives has diminished due to the conflict with the skinny guy since until July of this year.
His money has diminished during the conflict with the skinny little fish. I guess he's talking about Mayito Flaco, okay? I don't know if that's an insult. I don't know if that's AI being, doing what it does, but it is what it is.
Received between 500,000 and 600,000 pesos per month after expenses. In a short time,
what's 500,000 pesos
of this year, he received between 500,000 and 600,000 pesos per month after expenses.
He's having a rough year, huh?
In a short time, Leopoldo, or as we decided to call the source to maintain his anonymity, grew in the Mexican AMPA. Since he not only operates with members of the Sinaloa Cartel, he is also a partner of Victor Manuel Barraza Pablo 40 Humberto Carrasco Lechuga the Chivo, brother of Raul Alberto El Chore, killed in June 2024 by elements of the Sedena, Joelon Tuveros Alvarez, the Jackass, the J3, who controls the Plaza de la Cruz de Elota in Sinaloa, and another character identified as...
He just said a bunch of names that the AI couldn't figure out how to pronounce. AI is like everybody else. They can't pronounce your name and shit.
Don Ramos Omnamos. Other friends of his would be Carlos Andrés Rivera Varela, alias La Firma, the boss of the Jalisco Nueva Generación Cartel in Vallarta, and assigned by Nemesio Ceguera Cervantes himself. Francisco Javier Gudiño would be another one of them, alias El Plumas. Juan Pablo Ledesma, leader of the line, and of course the brothers Ruperto, Jose, and Heriberto Salguero. The Salgueros, or the creators of the armed wing known as the New People. The sole objective of this talk, as he said, was to reveal each of the events that occurred on July 25, 2024 at the Huertos del Pedregal, where Ismael Zambada Garcia El Mayo was kidnapped. Mosiru. A case that has been clarified little by...
Your vid sucks asked a good question in the comments the other day. Who owns that Huertas de Pedregal?
Little
Is
by
that
the
government owned? Like, who owns that shit?
Popo, through some letters presented publicly by his law firm in the United States. But until now, there was no detailed version of the murder of Hector Melesio Quen Ojeda or the whereabouts of Zambada Garcia's security team.
This is Hector Melesio Quinn right here. This is the man that they lied to us about. This is the man that the local government of Sinaloa tried to tell us that this man was terminated in a gas station. When this man right here, Yoma, said, no, he was terminated in the same room where they snatched me from. And they showed us a whole video of somebody getting jacked in a gas station, and it was all bullshit.
Bullshit.
And nobody that lost their job, nobody went to jail, nothing. Shout out JP, always hashtag justice for Quinn. Go on, you man.
Or the whereabouts of Zambada Garcia's security team, SOS Tasfa. The meeting between the former rector of the Autonomous University of Sinaloa.
And he's right. We have not heard anything about his guards, Quinn, nothing real at least, not since then. Culiacan Huertos of Pedregal is located in the outskirts and is normally used as a place where the rug lords build big ranches. Many rug families have ranchos there. But we don't know anybody in specific who would own that one. You know, or is it a co-op or it's a hangout? They done fucked it up now. Ya lo cagaron. If those kind of places were funded by multiple cartels and they were able to go there and hang out and have meetings safely, they didn't shit the bed on that one. For real, I still feel injustice for him. They don't even talk about him anymore. No. And guess what? Somebody in government got to pay for that bullshit video. Or the government has to make some excuse for why they put out that video and said this is him getting terminated when Yoma said nah. It happened right where I was at. Now look at this crazy picture. This is crazy. This is them together. Former friends. Look at this. El Rocha.
Oye, ¿y el Rocha? ¿Y el Rocha? Bueno, ¿y el Rocha?
And Melesio Quinn. These were the two men that supposedly Yoma was coming to piece things out between. He went there under the impression that he was going there to settle some differences between the two of them. Prosecutor was fired by Rocha, I believe, because Quinn was cremated within 24 hours. They rushed. There's a rush job, huh? You know, here's the thing. If they know that he was cremated 24 hours early, then they know where his body was, right? And where did y'all pick up that man's body? Did y'all pick up that man's body from Huertas de Pedregal? Or did you lie to me about some gas station where we ain't even see nothing happen? We saw a dude on a motorcycle hop off, open somebody's door, close it, that truck pulled off, the motorcycle pulled off, and everybody left. That's what we saw.
Melesio Quinn and the state governor of the same entity, Ruben Rocha Moya, was scheduled for July 25, 2024, according to Leopoldo de la Fuente. Both politicians had already had disagreements before handihaba ko. I-awago gamudo ko, todahaba ko.
Bogo habago. Abagotogo, bogo.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
What are we doing? I waited for this auto dubbing to happen for so long so that the people, my Mexican supporters, can listen to my shows in Spanish auto dubbed, and all it's been is bad. Right? It tanked my channel because it was trying to show everybody all over the world my Bartel videos. Nobody cares about that shit in these certain places of the world. And then now he said, "Abogodo bogodo bigida bogodo bogodo."
English, motherfucker,
Fuck.
do you speak
We're
it?
gonna do that again. I might need that. I need that on the whenever we get a troll in here that's talking crazy and tripping over his own typing, we're gonna play that shit right there.
I-awago gamudo ko, todahaba ko. The meeting was not at 11 a.m. according to the rumor that spread, which is why almost everyone arrived much
He said the meeting was not at 11 a.m. according to the rumor that was circulating.
earlier. Uncertainty
Everyone arrived much earlier.
reigned early that day. The former rector arrived at the criminal political conclave with his driver, and May with two of his secretaries, but
Where's his driver? Where's Quinn's driver? What happened to him? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so.
Rocha never showed up, and that was in the plan.
Look. He said it. Rocha was not there.
Oye, y el Rocha.
And that
Y
was in
el
the plan.
Rocha. Bueno, y el Rocha.
But the whole plan stems on, I'm going to go settle something between Rocha and Quinn. But he's not there.
Rocha never showed up, and that was in the plan, Leopoldo said, adding, around 8:30 a.m. everyone was inside the farm. That's when the meeting was.
So 11 a.m. is blown out the water. Here's something that strikes to me that might be true about this. That might lend credence to this guy that's giving this information, whoever he is, because anybody could say anything. But him hearing the story and people reporting it as an 11 a.m. meeting, something as small as that sticks in his craw. What's the obsession with what time it happened? He's saying it happened hours earlier. There's really no reason to implant that into a lie unless you're that cold of a motherfucker, you know? That you're, triple, quadruple lying. But what's the point? Oh, it didn't happen at 11. It happened at 8:30. That just sounds like a tidbit of information that he knows that sounds real. Because what the fuck is the point of mentioning it?
That's when the meeting was. The order to hand over El Mayo didn't come from Ivan or Alfredo, referring to Chapo Guzman's sons. It was all a plan by Joaquin Guzman Lopez.
So the order did not come from Ivan. We asked that question. Were they all in cahoots? Did they all plan it? Did Joaquin do it on his own? Did they even know about it? I'm hoping he lends some credence or says something to that. Because just imagine. He pulled off this move. Snatched up the old man. Didn't tell his brothers. Bounced over the border and left them holding the melee. No, Joaquin did not. The main leader is Ivan. I'm sure he knew. All that main leader stuff there, motherfuckers, we've seen it plain this day. Motherfuckers do what they want. Main leader. For all we know, Alfredo's the boss. Just like they moved the goalpost with Pocha and Yoma. They said, oh, which one's the boss for real? I don't believe he didn't. He would have run that by Ivan. Quite possible. That is possible too, that he runs it by Ivan. But just imagine. Right? The picked on little brother pulls off the heist of the century and then leaves you holding the what's it called? The melee. And I'll be out in 2 years. Oh shit. What? No. I got a deal. Deal for you. Shit. That's crazy talk. Here's another thing. All of that chain of command shit, that shit works when you're not brothers. When it's brothers, man, fuck you. No? Tell me I'm crazy. Yeah, there it is, Velez. Don't think it's a vertical leadership, more like a horizontal. Quite possible.
It was all a plan by Joaquin Guzman Lopez. He told me about it. The only way
He said he told him specifically about it.
they could get guarantees from the United States was to surrender themselves and someone big, but obviously
There he is. This guy, whoever's talking here, he is implicating the United States government. Bring yourself and somebody big. And dude went for the biggest.
to surrender themselves and someone big, but obviously he wasn't going to hand over his brothers.
Well, I mean, it's still early.
When questioned about Rocha Moisa's absence from the meeting, the young couple replied, quaid, because Rocha knew what was going to happen.
He did that. I believe that. Rocha didn't show up. He probably knew his name was going to be used, but didn't show up because he knew what was going to happen.
I told him it was.
I mentioned it to him. So this kid is in contact with El Rocha too?
Oye, ¿y el Rocha? ¿Y el Rocha? Bueno, ¿y el Rocha?
El Rocha got like a, you remember the red bat phone? El Rocha got like a gold, you know what I'm saying? A gold Bartel phone and shit that it rings, it plays like Chalino Sanchez or some shit. He picks up the phone, it's a gold phone, and he'd be like, who's this? And they'd be like, this is so-and-so from this plaza or that plaza, because this kid talking like he got access to Rocha Moya.
Because Rocha knew what was going to happen. I told him it was a plan that was studied for at least 3 months. Leopoldo explained that he had a
3
face-to-face.
months. You know what's been haunting me? That one line that I read in that article that said Ovidio was labeled to be part of the plan and moved to segregation, moved in the Board of Prisons world days before the snatching. You're contradicting yourself out loud, you're showing your hand, and I'm seeing it. And if I'm not seeing it, I'm looking for one of y'all to check me on it and tell me, nah, you're wrong. Because I don't understand that little paragraph right there. That right there tells me that y'all knew this shit was going to happen. This kid's saying 3 months. I know you knew days before, because Ovidio moved days before. And in those days, we heard, hey, Ovidio's not in the system no more. Oh, yeah, well, I bet you he's not out. But now, who the fuck knows? What got Poacher convicted was Yoma's son. Yeah, the bad blood has been for a while. But here's the thing, I don't understand how they're mad at Vicente for talking on the old man when they gave everybody these okays and green lights to do this shit before. I still think Yoma is going back to Mexico somehow. Zoraida think he's going to get there. Zoraida, does he do a day in prison while he's there? He's back to the rancho, Escobar style, build your own jail. They knew and let him talk with his brothers while he was locked up. Now, what do we got to say that says that, Velez? That says they let him talk to his brothers. That he knew? Very likely. That the United States government knew? They had to know if they moved him. They had to know. Oh, he was labeled as part of the plan. We moved him. That's what they said in that article. This guy's saying they knew for 3 months.
Leopoldo explained that he had a face-to-face meeting with Rocha Moya before July 25 in Padira, Huato.
Why?
Since it was a place where no one would suspect. On that occasion, it was just Rocha, his secretary, and me, no one else. No weapons. No flashy vehicles.
Yo, what's wrong with this AI? This AI doing dope while it speaks and shit? This AI sounds like it's fucking doing all kind of weird shit. Nah, Escobar style, going straight to the rancho. No, mommy, shit.
Wait.
Why is this guy meeting with Rocha by himself? He's any young? Fuck, you don't even remember Chapo. Why are you talking to the governor?
Padira, Huato, since it was a place where no one would suspect. On that occasion, it was just Rocha, his secretary, and me, no one else. No weapons.
No one else.
No flashy.
No, he nodding, dog. Buddy on that fetty wop.
Vehicles.
He's sighing and shit. He got the nervous laugh and shit. The fuck is wrong with dude, man? English,
motherfucker, do you speak it?
The meeting between Leopoldo and the governor of Sinaloa could have happened on July 17, 2024 when Rocha Moya went to that area to supervise roadworks such as the paving of the Badiraguato
The
or
paving,
Castillos
such as the tunnels, such as the routes, and transportation hubs and shit. AI had nodding.
During that visit, the president took the opportunity to tour other towns such as Cienega de los La in the company of the municipal president of Badiraguato, Jose Paz Lopez Helenes, and the secretary of Public Works, Joaquin Landeros Huicho Hueremomin. According to Leopoldo Rocha, Rocha did not agree with the plan to hand over Mayo Zambada to the United States. It was something risky, he would have said at that meeting. It was something that had already been decided. There was no one to make him see reason. Joaquin was...
So the supposedly the deal was done. They were gonna snatch him. He supposedly didn't agree with that. They were gonna use him as bait. But you didn't stop him either. I don't know that you could.
very hurt by Edgar's murder. And we all know who killed him, he said.
Right now he's gone back to his brother's termination. They brought it to Rocha. Rocha says it's a risky thing to do. I'm against it, but the decision was already made. They couldn't get him to... I mean, he don't have to sign off on it. And if he tries to stop it, they smoke him. But let's see how this goes.
There was no one to make him see reason. Joaquin was very hurt by Edgar's murder. And we all know who killed him, he said. According to the Japiza member, Zambada, Garcia was the one who meticulously or intellectually orchestrated that murder in May 2008.
Why? What would be the motive for Yoma at that time in 08? That's something I'd like to ask Jay Flores. What would make Yoma do that? What was the angle on that? For that, go after the big guy, you know what I'm saying? What you going after the kids for? But what was the motive in this?
The day before, on July 16, on several radio frequencies as shared by Leopoldo for this investigation, it was possible to listen to the communication of a man, his head of security, identified as Bravo 1.
Wait, he said Leopoldo gave him the...
Frequencies as shared by Leopoldo for this
The radio frequencies shared by Leopoldo for this investigation. What investigation? Him talking to you? Is that the investigation you're talking about?
investigation, it was possible to listen to the communication of a man, his head of security, identified as Bravo 1, who informed him about the operation that was coming on July 25 of that same year. Boss, I am Bravo 1. Just to inform you that Joaquin has already given the green light for the operation on July 25. I will keep you informed and up to date.
Rocha was definitely in on it, but he had no say-so. Rocha was a worker for the Chapitos. I mean, he said it right there. If what this guy's saying is true, Rocha disagreed. He thought it was risky, but the shit was settled already. 3 months in the making. 3 months of planning for that shit. And nobody got word.
Patrón, soy Bravo 1 para informarle que su primo Joaquín dio luz verde para la operación el 25 de julio. Ahí lo mantengo informado y al tanto.
Hey, that sounds legit to me. What other operation you think they had on the 25th? There's operations going on all over Mexico, right? So this could be audio from any operation that had to do with July 25th, no? That's just a skeptic in me, but that sounds legit.
Patrón, soy Bravo 1 para informarle que su primo Joaquín dio luz verde para la operación el 25 de julio. Ahí lo mantengo informado y al tanto.
Boy. They had operation going.
In another audio, it is possible to listen to the roll call of who would be meeting at the Huertos del Pedregal ranch. Sir, good afternoon. I am calling to give you the list of people who are going to be there in the garden on the 25th. It will be Mario, Don Maletzioquen, 2 secretaries that Don Mayo will take, Joaquin, and you. Rocha has already been notified that what he is going to say is that he is going to do something outside of Sinaloa when everyone is already there. And finally you, because you are going to arrive with the vans where we are going to take him there, so that what is going to be done is done.
Señor, buenas tardes. Llamo para pasarle la
Now I'm gonna give you the list of who's gonna be at the Huerto on the 25th. Mayo with Quinn. This is crazy. There's no questioning. This is not vague. This is not, oh, the operation for the 25th. This is a bruh. This is who's gonna be there. So and so, so and so, so and so, and so and so by name. No code names, no nothing. No mistaking it. There's two things. This is real or this was made. That's it. There's no other way that this audio exists. There's no mistaking it for something else. He dropping names. Yoma, Malesio Quinn, secretaries of Yoma. Your cousin, Joaquin. Supremo Joaquin. You. Rocha has already been told what he's going to say is that he has some business to do outside of Sinaloa. When they're all there, and finally, Humberto, who's going to arrive with the trucks, we'll just put him in that, and we'll proceed with what's going to happen. Con your man. Holy shit.
No mommy's wait.
Well, there it is. What did they say? He's a narco junior. They said he's in his 20s, early 20s. If that. I take that from him having vague memories of Pocha, who was arrested in 2016, and it being about 10 years later. And he just said, tu primo, and then he said, also you. Crazy talk. There's no mistaking this. There's no mistaking this for another operation. This is what it is. But here's the thing. How long have they had this audio? Why did dude release this audio? And now that this audio is out, is dude a target? If he's not a target from the other brothers, then this is all part of the plan. No? Tell me if I'm crazy. Now he would be a target, no? They've been teasing this audio for a long time. I don't know how long, but we covered it. Evidently, if this guy is still functioning in that world, he was part of the Joaquin situation. And if he's still functioning in that part of the world, that tells me that Joaquin and his brothers they all knew what was going to happen. Otherwise, this guy would be in trouble for being part of that shit, still be around while everybody else is picking up the pieces. That's just my crazy mind, you know what I'm saying? Is it a son of Guanos? It could be. But then Guano say, don't step on my bridge. You step on my bridge, we go to war, and I'll take everybody out. Didn't he say that? He was talking all that gangster shit, wasn't he? But are y'all following me, Teddy? You with me? This guy right here is releasing this information. He didn't just release this information. They've had this for a while. They wrote a whole book around this shit in the time we've been hearing about it. That was a list, Papas. A legit list. No code names, no nothing. I'm on a safe channel. I got my music behind me. I'm letting it fly. Yeah, Shai, but Wano's sons speak on their own accord. From what I saw, so does Wano. He was on that bridge talking about, go ahead, fuck around and find out. Step over this shit. I dare you. He told everybody, all the other Bartels, you don't step over this bridge. Go home and get your fucking shine box. Go home and get your fucking shine box.
Se puede escuchar lo siguiente. Señor.
Another piece of audio.
Aquí Bravo 1, ¿cómo está? Acá todos estamos bien, gracias a Dios. Para informarle que ya tenemos todo listo y a las 8:30 se citó a cada uno de los invitados. Delta 1, por su parte, se va a encargar
he said it, 8:30 a.m. I'm about to translate this for y'all.
Pues de las entradas y las salidas. Joaquín quedó de que va a llevar a la gente y lo vamos a hacer pasar como un círculo de seguridad. Ahí está todo cuadrado y cualquier información, ahí se la comunico, patrón.
Señor, aquí Bravo 1, buenas tardes, ¿cómo está?
Sir, this is Bravo 1. Good afternoon. How are you?
Estoy muy bien, gracias a Dios. Para informarle
Very well. Thank God. I'm happy to inform you
que ya tenemos todo listo y a las 8:30 se citó a cada uno de los invitados.
that we have everything ready and each one of the guests is scheduled to arrive at 8:30.
Ya está bueno por su parte, pues se va a encargar ahí de las
It's all set, and Joaquin will be in charge.
8:30 se citó a cada uno de los invitados. Ya está bueno por su parte, pues se va a encargar ahí de las entradas y de las salidas, ¿no? Joaquín a lo que quedó de ti.
It's all set. Joaquin will be in charge of the entrances
Salidas, ¿no?
and exits.
Joaquín a lo que quedó de ti. Va a llevar a la gente y lo vamos a hacer pasar
Joaquin is expected to bring the people
como un círculo de
and will present a security perimeter.
seguridad. Ahí está todo cuadrado y pues cualquier información
Everything's arranged, and I'll let you know if there's any further information.
ahí se la comunico, patrón.
Boss.
The alarming thing about Melesquen's murder was that up until a week before the May delivery, Rocha Moya had full knowledge of the operation at the hands of the Chapitos. Coincidentally, it was on July 17th, the same day of the meeting with Leopoldo, that the state leader confirmed to the press the visit of former President Andres Manuel López Obrador on September 28th of that same year. According to a source consulted,
So he's saying that on the 17th, that is the latest.
incidentally, it was on July 17th, the same day of the meeting with Leopoldo, that the state leader confirmed to the press the visit of former President Andres Manuel López Obrador on September 28th of that same year. According to a source consulted, the Sinaloa governor seemed nervous. His words were more rushed than usual. He stuttered a lot. He said, If the leader tried to warn the former Mexican president of the crisis that was coming to the state, it is very likely that he decided to minimize it. He had already done so on occasion.
Well, these guys on this channel have said and made it clear that, they believe that Obrador knew everything.
Assuring that he made the decision to release Ovidio Guzman Lopez during the first Culiacanazo.
During the first Culiacanazo.
Assuring that he made the decision to release Ovidio Guzman Lopez during the first Culiacanazo. This was in order to avoid a bloodbath in the country. Thanks to this deference from the highest political sphere, the Chapitos became more empowered and cynically Ovidio Guzman Lopez the Mouse settled for a long time in Mexico City.
What do those tapes tell us? Number one, if they're real, they tell us that somebody's talking and been talking for a long time. Number two, if they are real, and if what the person on them is saying is true. Rocha knew in the least on the 17th. But probably could have possibly been before. If what these tapes is saying are true, this was planned for 3 months. If these tapes indeed are true, we know that Joaquin was basically running lead on this operation. And nobody has said out loud anything about the other brothers and if they are connected to that situation. Couple of things though. This kid that's talking, is he a target now? He been talking for a while. That would tell me a couple of things. If he's not in trouble right now. If he's not in trouble right now with his own people, then he was told to leak this information. And all of the brothers are involved on this situation. Because I would think if he was involved with Joaquin on a side mission to snatch up the old man and leave the brothers holding the bag, if he is still in business and still there, he's a target. He's in trouble. I know that all sounds probably convoluted. Hopefully you're following me. I could damn near barely follow myself. It's hard for me to articulate what I'm thinking. I also wonder why they didn't specify what kind of drugs Joaquin gave Yoma and himself. They just called it a sedative. Yeah, no, they didn't mention none of that. They didn't mention nothing about the unalived security, none of that shit. Nothing about Quinn. They were like, nothing to see here. Too much information.
Too much information and shit.
I don't believe he just knew, man. I believe the United States government knew too. That's why they moved Joaquin when they did.